first recording ever made of the Skull and Bones initiation ceremony. It has never been broadcast before. 15 new members of the club are being introduced into the macabre rituals of Skull and Bones by the senior students who are about to graduate. The club has what some might see as a strange fascination with death, skulls and bones. There's the chants too, difficult to hear first of all, but including the devil equals death and death equals death. These rituals have been honed over centuries, giving the society a weird set of traditions, rules and secrets. For example, initiates are known as neophytes, outsiders are called barbarians, and the number 322 is sacred. Alexandra Robbins is a Yale graduate who's written one of the few books to investigate the society, The Secrets of the Tomb.
Presidential advisor: Ford, Reagan, George Herbert Walker Bush, and Bill Clinton. We couldn't believe our luck. It just so happens that David Gergen is also a prominent member of the Bohemian Grove, the offshoot of Skull and Bones. This insider of insiders, a staple of the White House for 22 years, got very upset when we brought up Bohemian Grove to him. He didn't deny its existence. He didn't deny that he was a member. He didn't deny the rituals. He just became angry and didn't act very gentlemanly.
The real wild card here are the demonstrators. We just don't know where this is going to go. While they were peaceful today, there's a lot more anger among those demonstrators than is evident. You talk to them today, they're pretty angry people. So that's the big wild card.
Hey, Mr. Gergen, can we talk to you for a second?
Where are you from?
I'm Alex Jones. I have a TV show in Austin. I make documentaries. Just a few questions about the convention.
Yeah, well, is there a camera or are you?
Yeah, right there. Just about. Yeah, I just want to get your permission first.
Sure. Okay. It's local. I've got.
No, I understand. Just about a minute.
Okay, great.
We're talking to David Gergen, and he has advised several presidents, and of course has written quite a few books, and is I would call you a political pundit or researcher.
Commentary at Over the Hill, whatever.
How long you been in New York?
About 4 hours.
What do you think of this circus?
Well, I haven't seen all the protests yet, but I've never seen as much security for a convention as we have here. And it's, the city's almost closed down. I think it's remarkable. I think it's an unfortunate turn for politics that we have to have this many police around.
There's been a lot of news articles and reports saying that there's a heightened risk of terror attacks. Do you think that's? Do you think there's a chance of that? Or
I think. Well, listen, they just arrested. I think they're broken up some plot allegedly to somebody wanted to blow up subways. Yeah, I think it's a very real danger. And you've got Madison Square Garden is sitting right, basically on top of a train station, and Boston Convention was right on top of a train station. Yeah, I just have to remember that trains are very accessible, vulnerable, and that's what happened in Spain. They went after trains and they blew some trains up, and it wasn't very expensive. So I think there's that danger, but I think the police are on top of it. They're treating this as a special security event, which means there's not only the obvious police around, but believe me, there's a lot of private stuff going on here.
One last question. I read a Washington Times article many years ago where you had a comment about the organization, and then now it's been in the Wall Street Journal, it's been in a lot of different newspapers, and that's the Bohemian Grove. And back in, 1996, when you joined as a Clinton advisor, the Republicans were criticizing you, oh, what about Bohemian Grove? And then you countered them by saying, hey, I don't run around in the woods naked. What did that mean? Here is the before-mentioned Washington Times article where he said, I didn't run around naked like they do.
I don't know what quote you're referring to. I'm not aware of any quote like that. Listen, I am a happy member of the Bohemian Grove. I like the folks who come there, and it's really inappropriate for me to talk about the group beyond them. Thank you.
Have you been there for the ceremony with the cremation of care?
Frankly, I don't think that's something I need to talk to you about.
Great owl of Bohemia, we thank thee for thy adoration.
Have you been there for the ceremony with the cremation of care?
Frankly, I don't think that's something I need to talk to you about.
Really?
That's right.
Well, I'm Alex Jones, and I snuck in there in 2000. I'm the guy that blew it wide open. We got the video. It's been on national TV.
Well, I disrespect you for that.
You do?
I do.
But there's a lot of big public officials going in there. Don't we deserve to know?
You took an. I don't know anything about you, and I don't know anything about your film. But if you go in there with an understanding, you violated that understanding by releasing that film, and I don't respect you for that.
Really?
I'm sorry. You took an understanding when you went in there that you would not do that film, and did you have an understanding when you went in there?
No.
Did you crash it?
Yes.
Yeah, and it has no trespassing signs there too, doesn't it?
No, they put
yes,
one after.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, sir. I've been there before. I know what the circumstances are, and I'm sorry you violated the understanding. That was not a gentlemanly thing to do.
But what about the ritual? Is the ritual gentlemanly?
Sir, everything. I don't owe you this comment. This is what's called ambush journalism, and I disrespect you for that as well. So thank you and goodbye.
Been in the ritual?
It's none of your damn business.
Oh.
That's right. Listen. You go around and make understandings with people and violate them. You ambush people on the streets, and that's inappropriate form of journalism. If you wish to practice that, that's fine, but don't ask others to respect you for it. If you want to, you can do. You're a free American, like anything you want. If you want to be uncivil and rude and ungentlemanly, that's up to you. But don't expect the rest of us to say, "Oh well, you're
there, Mr. Gergen."
I'm sorry, nobody sets policy in there. We try to be gentlemen, and obviously, you don't belong there.
Weaving spiders coming out here. Yeah, that is a three-pointer. Woo! Boy, I hit the hot button. Mr. Gergen, have a wonderful life. Say hi to Moloch for me. Canaanite deity. And I'll see you at Eyes Wide Shut, baby. Bye-bye. Get his face, get his face, get his face. Get his face, get in there and get his face. David Gergen. David Gergen says that we're angry?
The real wild card here are the demonstrators. We just don't know where this is going to go. While they were peaceful today, there's a lot more anger among those demonstrators that you talk to today. They're pretty angry people. So that's a big wild card.
Thank you. And goodbye.
The ritual?
It's none of your damn business. It's none of your damn business.
Oh.
Right. Listen.
Just look at him. That's a face keeping a lot of secrets. He's got some stories to tell. And remember that Washington Times article? It talked about all the other organizations that he resigned from. It mentions the Trilateral Commission, the Council on Foreign Relations, all of them groups dedicated to setting up a world government and destroying American sovereignty.
invite-only meeting of the world's political elite and financial magnates. The Bilderberg Group is currently underway in Switzerland. The annual event has long been shrouded in secrecy, something that's given rise to a strong protest movement. RT's Laura Emmett now reports on just what might be the main agenda going on behind closed doors.
The exclusive ski resort of St. Moritz in June is perfect Bilderberg territory, out of season and, crucially, practically deserted. There are two hives of activity in town, though. One, the luxury hotel Souvretta, where around 130 of the world's most influential politicians, businessmen and sovereigns are meeting behind closed doors. And the other in a much cheaper hotel, where concerned activists are determined to break that wall of secrecy down. They've set up what they believe is the world's first alternative media centre. They'd work for mainstream outlets too, but they're not here.
Just not enough Western media, not enough from the UK. It's quite appalling. A Swiss news agency has just released some names of this year's attendees, and on the list is the Chancellor of the Exchequer, George Osborne. I would have thought that makes it news.
Other Bilderberg regulars include David Rockefeller, the editor-in-chief of The Economist magazine, the Greek finance minister and the president of the World Bank. There has been interest from the Swiss national press this year. Bilderberg, which is widely believed to support big government and economic consolidation, runs entirely contrary to the Swiss idea of independence, local government and neutrality.
We don't want to be in the EU, we don't want to be in the Euro, but these are all the things that they actually created. The EU is a construct of the Bilderbergers. The Euro is a construct of the Bilderbergers.
We've also heard reports of alternative media journalists being threatened with deportation by police and other low-level harassment. Among the protesters is Switzerland's youngest member of parliament for the People's Party. He came up here to fight for transparency. Here's what he told me.
People have a right to know what's happening in the Souvretta house, what's happening at the Bilderberg meeting. People want to know what do they decide there, who is there, what have they for plans for the future, and I'm here for more transparency.
The agenda of the Bilderberg Group remains secret until long after the meeting's over, but Bilderberg watchers make an educated guess about what's being discussed. This year it's saving the euro, a Bilderberg invention, and of course the events of the Arab Spring, which notable Bilderberg watchers accuse the group of exacerbating into a bloody war to try and hike up the oil price. Some accuse the Bilderbergers of masterminding the financial crisis, and given the dire economic fate of the last two Bilderberg host countries, Greece and Spain, some fear for the future of independent non-EU member Switzerland.
And we think that there is a danger that because they are meeting in Switzerland, they want to get rid of the last stumbling block in this whole European Union. You know, it's like an island which is in their way. You know, that we have direct democracy, that we are not in the Union, that we're not in the Euro. And maybe we are afraid that they're trying to destroy this.
Pressures mounting on the Bilderberg Group on Saturday as the Swiss People's Party, the Young Socialists and other activists descend on the resort town to try and draw the world's attention to what they see as nefarious, undemocratic meddling in the face of the world's institutions.